done the chipboard side page, done this page, done that one, done this one. Now this one, I did not put this one in before I glue everything up, before I put my page in. And then I had to maneuver it to see if I can get this one in for the closure. And on the other side, I damaged my paper. Let me show you. It's like that. But that's okay. That's an easy fix. I was very annoyed with myself. But we can fix it. And this is how I'm going to do. I've got this cardstock. So it's a heavy cardstock. Just to get to cover that and make sure that it's going to be, it will be fine. I'm 100% sure it will be fine. Made a pocket. So I use the grey cardstock for my base page, and the pocket side I'm going to put it over here, and that will fix that problem. So it will be just, it will be more secure, the page, that you can't even see that there was a problem. The pocket is 5.5 by 4 by 9 and a quarter. 5.5, score it 1/2 inch, and that's the flap. So 9 1/4, score 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. That's the flaps that comes over, and I tape that down, glue that down. Whatever. I use the odd little glue. It's good. On this side, I had 6.5 by 8. 6.5 this way. Score 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. So you do have that. And the flap is on this side, and glue it down. And make sure that I do have 2 score lines showing. For this side, I do have the pattern paper. I've just cut it so that it fits. That fits onto the pocket. And these ones, I cut them out and I mount them onto the black cardstock, and I put the grey behind it, and I've just put that in. Just not all the same sizes, but that is what I've done with those. And then that one come over, and that's going to go onto the pocket. Now I have to turn, because the pocket is going to go on that side. That's going to go in. And I made a booklet that can go in the pocket. And then this going to come over. And that is on top for my, sorry, I had a cough. And that is for the pattern paper that's on top of this one. I will put, I might put magnets or Velcro dots for closure. And that is this one. Let me glue it all together and when I'm done, I can show you what it looks like. Let me show you. I've put some magnets on. I think magnets is better, and I've used the bigger ones. They are a little bit stronger. There is the fold out on top of the pocket, and there is the photo mat for to go into the pocket, and then you can't even see that I've damaged the page. I did put it very close to the edge there, and that's done. We're going to come into this one. This one is also a really easy page, because of the 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 cutouts that I've done, and I've done it all, and they're very pretty. I think they look very nice. It's like a waterfall. I just need to get some strips to put over there, and I did the magnets onto the closure, and I've done the closure before I put it in the book. I remember on this one. Now, they measures on the cardstock. It's 4 by 5/8 by 5.5. And then all I've done is score 1/2 inch. The first one I put underneath the page. There's my there's my there's my flap. The second one, all I've done is I've put them so you can see the frames. That one I put a little bit too much, but that's fine, so that you can see this part of the frame. And I just even them all up. That's all. There's no tricky onto that. And the closures, it is two of them. And that's 2 by 4. And then I just score 1/2 inch both sides, and one I scored 1/2 inch and 5/8. It's that one. This one I scored 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch to give you that a little bit more lift. Score tape around, glue in the middle, and then I'm going to place this one in the book, and these pages are done. It's in the book, and we are going to carry on to the next page. That is 4B and 5A. These strips that I've put on here, it's these ones that you cut off at the top of the page. I never throw them away. I always use them. They came very handy. And I did that onto this side of the page where your flaps are. That's when you put your pages in. And that's that one. I did this one, that one, and that one. They, oh, the light. It's very bright today. Right, we're going to carry on to this page here. Let me grab it. Let me see what I do have in here. That is that page, and that's that one. Let me get it all together. This is fold outs. This album is very easy because of the paper. Most of the prints are at the bottom. They're not at, some is at the top, but most is at the bottom. And it lets you think how you're going to use your paper. So I've done just fold outs and pockets. I'm going to fold this out and we're going to start from the bottom. So that is my main page. All the main pages I just left. You can place so much photos on here. This side, this is our right hand side. And this is all that I have to, come on, glue together. This page, the first one here, it's 5.5 by 7.5. Score half an inch, and I put that underneath the pattern paper. This one here, I score 5 by 7.5. This is the flap on here. So this is this little fold out here. That is the papers for it. I'm going to go this is the top here. And that is for there. And then we do have this side, the left hand side, the same, but it's 5 by 8, 5 by 8, and the flap is here. This one, there is the flap underneath. So I normally put the first one, and then the second one, I put the flap on that side underneath. The pattern papers will cover it. That is for here. And when you put your pattern paper, it will cover your. Normally, I prefer it to put the flaps underneath the pattern paper like that. I'm going to show you the reason why. This here, you put it to the edge and to the edge. It's the whole page. When you put your pattern paper on it, there's a little bit here and a little bit at the top that's showing, and that I don't like. That's why I prefer to put it underneath my pattern paper like this, and you can't see nothing. You just, the pattern paper cover the whole section. That is what I prefer, and I think you will agree with me. It looks much nicer. I'm going to put this all together. I do have a closure here. I made another one with a point. That is from the ephemeras. I just add that there, some nice weight. And then I will use magnet, and this is going to go in the book. This measures, I don't know, here's my ruler. You grab it. This measures, it's 3 5/8, and then I score it at 3, and I score it at 3 3/8, the two score lines. And you need to have that little extra bit. Let me put this all together and I can show you. I've got my closure ready. Everything it is glue up. And all I wanted here at the bottom, I can put maybe, let's put it at the top. Let's put it, so I'm going for my first score line or second score line. And, oops. For this, I use my art glitter glue. Oh, too much glue. Right, let me see. And let's burnish it. Oops. Take it back. And here, I did put a lot of glue on. I want to make sure it's going to stay. Let's see. Yes, I prefer it at the top. It doesn't take anything away from this beautiful. And we going to put, I might use Velcro dots so that you can't see it on this side. Score tape around, and I'm putting it in the book. Score tape like that, and in the middle, and I fill in with glue. We carry on with page 5A, and I do have everything here. That's a fold out. I've done the back already. This is a fold out this way. This is a fold out that way. And this one, done that one at the back already. That it was also from the ephemeras that you had to cut out. And this one is going to come over. And I have to do that over there. That in. This one, 4 by 5.5, and I score at 1/2 inch. This I just add on from the ephemeras. Now I think this is the page where you cut it out. The ephemera, it's not the ephemeras, it's from a page that you do cut out. And I just add that to it. Then there's my pattern paper. This one measures 5 by 5.5 and score at 1/2 inch. And I think then you get, that's 5 by 5. And all I'm going to do is make sure that is not going over the score line on this side. Is 8.25 by 5. Score at 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch. And the butterflies are coming onto that one. I've done that one already. And the flap is underneath. So I bring it up. We do have this one. This one is 6.75 by 5. Score at 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So you've got a wider space here because it goes over everything. Let me show you. And this one is on here. Then I do have the closure. And the closure is also from the cutouts. And I just use them for closures. It's so much easier. So this measures 3.5 by 2 3/4. The butterfly is from the ephemeris. I just glue it down so that it can stand up. And I put some stickles on it. You know me and my stickles. Come, camera, get the stickles. That's what I want you to do. There it is. Okay. Then I score at 2 3/4 and 3. And that is a nice big one as well. And that's going to hook over everything. And I can place it anywhere where I want to. I'm going to glue this all together and I'll show you. I placed this in the book and I had to do another by a piece of cardstock for the closure. This didn't work for me and I glue it all on. This piece was a little bit short. I add that and then I put a strip of black just for some interest. That is on the opposite side. I've cut that. That was the other side of the paper. And I placed that, did a strip, covered that, and the offcut here, it was this strip, and I just cut it in half, and I covered the back of these two here, of those two. I just cover that so that it's not just the black. Let me get it ready. I do have it here, and let me put it together. On this page, let me show you the main page. I do have a pocket again. So the pocket, it is 4 1/4 by 9 1/4, and score all 3 sides that it can go over your page. And then just don't forget to notch the corners out. That's going to go over like that. Let me glue that down. Pocket is on, and onto the pocket I do have this. I just measure and cut so that this fits onto my pocket. This was from the page that you can cut out. I cut it out and then I put it on black cardstock and I cut it out again so that you can see a little bit of the black showing. Then I do have a fold out here, and this fold out, it's 6.5 by 7.5 with the flap on the back of the piece that go onto the pocket. Let me glue this onto the pocket. Then for this flap here, the pocket flap, I do have this. It's just going to cover the flap, and I've got a little folder out here. Now this fold out measure 5 by 6, and then I score 1/2 inch and put the flap at the back, and that's going to go on top of this flap. I'll put it down like that. It's easier to show you Right, we're going to glue that down. And I do have the photo mat that is ready for the pocket. I hope it's dry. So there's a photo mat for the pocket. Let me glue this one down. Let me go through with you. I've got the closure and I did put Velcro dots on. This was in front of the description page. I just cut that out. It's nice and vibrant. And that is the fold outs, that one, and the pocket. This one is ready to go into the book. We do have some fold outs on the next page. That's the main page. And this is a fold out to the right hand side. There's 6 by 7, score half an inch, and it goes underneath the main page. And then that is gonna go on top. We do have this one onto the left hand side as well. That is 6.5 by 8, score half an inch, and that goes the flap underneath the main page. So these two are like that. On top of this one, we do have a pocket. Now, that is the small piece of paper that was left. And I did, in the previous videos, I've done this way of making pockets with a half of page or whatever that's left. And that's going to go on top of this fold out. And then there is the booklet for the pocket. And this is going on top of the pocket with a little bit of black showing there so you can see there's something going on. Let me glue this together. Let me show you. I've got my magnet. I'm just going to let it dry. The pocket is ready. Now, this pocket, I don't know what happened, but I measured and cut it too short. It was this short. And lucky I found this strip that was in my box where I keep all the offcuts, and it fits perfectly. So it looks like it's the paper that's sticking out here. Don't know what happened there, but it happens. I did do the gluing on all of it. Leave that to get dry. And this is my pocket. Hope I'm not going to push it in there because it's still wet. And that is ready to go into the book. There's the other piece that was left from the strip. That is what you get on top of the paper. Let me put these 2 pages in and then the last 2. Onto the last 2 pages. And I think I have some sort of an idea what's going on. Let's get to the main page. Okay, the book is thick. And they put that there. Main page, isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. You have this fold out onto the right hand side, 5.25 by 6.5, half an inch score, and it goes underneath my pattern paper. This one, 5.5 by 7.75, half an inch score line, and it goes underneath the pattern paper. And this is what the two fold out is. I've done the back of it, and this one is going to go onto there. Let me glue this one down. Onto this fold out here, I do have the paper, the pattern paper for it. That is what it is. And then I do have this fold out that is on top of this one. And I've done it, I've put it on the back, 5 by 7, covered the inside already. So on top of this one, this fold out, I do have a pocket. Now, this pocket, I did not score anything at the bottom. We're just going to glue it down. And all I'm going to do is put my pattern paper, knowing that there is black showing. I'm just going to slide this up, bring it down, and I want it even with my paper, with my fold out. It needs to be even with that. I'm going to lift, pinch. I think I moved. Yes, I did. It's so easy. Bring it up, bring it. Okay, pinched it. I'm going to hold it. Okay, and that you can see there's a little bit there showing. And here I'm going to glue it down. Now I'm a bit skew. I'm just going to bring it. Yep. So. And I'm going to do that there. So I know. That's done. And I'm going to burnish it. So I know now that my pocket is going to fit onto the page. I am running very low on this glue. And I'm just going to this is the Berry Art glue, as good as art glitter glue. And I'm going to do a line of glue there. You need to close your pocket. Right, this is done. I've put on the magnets and the pocket. Let's see. It's a deep pocket. It's a nice deep pocket. So all of this is done. It's just a easy fold out and ready for the book. Onto my last page. Let me grab it. The last page. Let's get it ready. So that is our main page. And what I've done is, this is a fold out at the top, and it is 6 by 3/8. It's that way, and it's 6. And then the score at a 1/2 inch, and it goes underneath our base page. And I've covered that side already with offcuts that was over here. Then I do have this for the top. Let me glue that down. So I've got that down. So the top flap is done. Easy page, easy. I do have a pocket here. Let me show you. So it is 5 by 6. and score it 1/2 inch, and it goes underneath. So that is the flap. On top of that flap, I do have this one, and that measures 4 inches, score 1/2 inch, and that goes onto the flap here, and that is 6. So that's the flap going like that. I covered that side already, and I covered this one with all the offcuts that I had. This is for the pattern paper on this side. Let me glue that down. So that is done. Fold out, and then this comes over to the bottom. And then we do have a pocket here. The pocket is 7 by 5. 1/2 inch at the 5 inches side, and then that goes onto the top of the fold out. Then score 1/2 inch on the side, and that is just make sure it fits onto my page. And I would like to notch that in, and this one as well. I did put some tape here. I've got some tape for photos. I normally don't like doing that, using any tape for the flap to stay down. The meaning behind it is when you put something in, that it doesn't stop here, so that it can slide straight to the bottom or whatever. I'm going to put my art glitter glue on the side here, and it's going to come onto this fold out. Let's do that. I've got the glue on, and I'm going to bring it over and press it down. Now we can burnish it and hope yep, that's all good. And I do have this. This is a piece that was an offcut again, and I did cut into the piece. So I'm not going to cut that off. I'm still going to use that. Going to put it down. And I do have this. Is from the ephemeras. Remember to stop and smell the roses. And I'm going to put that down like that. And I'm going to cover that with this strip. Let me glue it down. I do have the last page in, and I was wondering to do a closure. I haven't taken off the back of the score tape on the side here. It's still there for in case I need to have a closure. That is the pocket, and you can get quite a lot in the pocket. This is, you can see it's a deep pocket, and that opens and it comes down like that, and that opens. Now I'm still gonna wait on this because it's the last page. The thing is, yes, look at it. It is big. It's big. There's a lot of happening in here. It's just starting to rain. We did get a storm warning, so hopefully the light is not too bad. The front, the spine, and the back, that is what I'm going to work on. That I've got it already. I just need to glue it on. let me do that. The book is ready. That is the front. This is Kapur lace. I got that from the local craft store with flat, with flat back pearls. And I put some stickles on. You can see here, me and my stickles. Love it. Love the bling bling. And this is a heavy book. That is the spine. This was the ephemera that I use, and then it is just plain in the back. And it's nice. I do, just for the fold outs. It's just fold outs and pockets. Nothing fancy on it, and use the paper. You know what this weighs? 1 kilo. This is how heavy this is. It's 1 kilo. You can see my paper is still wet. I'm going to fix this one and the other page. And thank you for stopping by again and spend your time with me. Until the next one.